So welcome, thank you everyone for tuning into this presentation. The goal for today is to give a brief introduction on how CMC Markets connects retail traders to the global financial markets with, as Gilbert mentioned, our next generation trading platform. Quick introduction, my name is Felix. I'm a sales trader here at CMC Markets. I'm a manager for all of our active trading segment here in Canada. So on a regular basis, I also travel across different provinces to meet with our top clients. So without further ado, just going to jump in to the presentation right away. Before we get started and talk about the products, the platform, just hoping to give everyone a quick history on CMC Markets. For those of you in Canada, you may not have heard of us, and the reason would be that we haven't, or in the past years, we mainly focused on marketing to the niche market, which is the forex trading brokerage space. But in recent years, we are trying to expand, hence the different promotions. Hence, you're going to see us a lot more prominently in different places. So we were founded in 1989 by Peter Cruddas, who is still our CEO today. He started off with essentially just a desk and a telephone, and that's how our entire business started. In 1996, is when we launched the world's first online retail foreign exchange trading platform, at the time still very focused on the FX space. From then on, we started expanding into different territories around the world. Right now, we have offices in Australia, our headquarters in UK, obviously, in different parts of Europe, in France, Spain, and so on. Also offices, 2 offices actually, in China as well. So over in 2005 is when we moved to Canada, or actually expanded to Canada. And we've been in the market for the past 16, 17 years here in Canada as well. On to 2010 is when we launched this next generation platform. Now, you may think, well, you know, this is over 10 years ago. How next generation can this be? Well, the advantage, and we'll talk about it very quickly shortly as well, is the fact that it's built on something, a code we call HTML5. So it's built on an online code. There's no download required, so it's actually constantly updating every single week to stay with the time. So it doesn't look old, it doesn't feel old. It's a constantly evolving and updating platform. We have some exciting features coming up within the next 12 months as well. So hopefully I'll get to touch on those. And in 2016 is when we were listed in the London Stock Exchange. Our ticker is CMCX. If you'd like to look it up, we're also part of the FTSE 500 index. So we're actually also listed in one of the indices out in the UK as well. All right, so well, how do we provide that access to the global markets? Well, the first things first is time. So the goal is, you know, to have access to the markets 24 hours a day, 5 days a week, kind of break away from the traditional 9 to 4, you know, market open, market close kind of time. So how we do that is with access to FX. So with FX, we have over 300 pairs, including all the major currencies: US dollar, Canadian dollar, euro, pounds, yen, even the Chinese yuan, Hong Kong dollars, for example. Over 100 indices, including all the major US indices. Again, Hong Kong index, the DAX, the FTSE index, etc. For shares, we have shares from over 20 different countries. So again, Canadian and US shares for all of our Canadian investors, UK shares, Hong Kong shares, Japanese shares, etc., etc. For commodities, we have the highly popular ones, the gold, the silver, the oil, but also the more exotic types of commodities as well. So everything from coffee to lumber, for those of you that know how the price of lumber has fluctuated really over the past couple of years. And our clients really include individuals and business owners alike. Some of them like to speculate on market movements. Some of them like to use the CFD products for hedging. So just to give you an example of how a hedge works, let's just say you deal with a US company, for example, and you have a need for US dollars maybe at the end of the year, right? Let's just say not right now, maybe in 6 months, 12 months, you have some need for US dollars. Well, what you can do, instead of converting all the money now, if you like the current rate, what you could do is you could just buy a US dollar to Canadian dollar FX pair. So what that would do effectively is if the rate moves against you, essentially you're locked in, because then your your trade would net enough profit for you to offset that difference in exchange rate between now and the end of the year, and vice versa. And you can do it the other way as well. If you feel like it's going to go down and you want to potentially profit off of the beneficial exchange rate without having to do that exchange right now. Okay, so moving on forward, just wanted to do a brief introduction as well on what is CFD trading. So our product isn't a traditional share. It's not a traditional futures contract. It's actually called a CFD, a contract for difference. So a contract for difference essentially allows its traders to trade on the price of the underlying products. Some of the benefits would include, well, one, you can do margin trading on most products that we offer on the platform. You can also short sell. It gives you the ability to short if you think that the price is going to go down. Also, it would give you the ability to go long or to buy if you think that the prices are going to go up. You can also use these trades again to hedge existing physical portfolios. So to give you an idea, let's just say you run a transportation company, and well, with transportation, one of the highly sought after commodities would be gasoline. And for all Canadian investors, I'm sure investors from all over the world, you would know gas prices have gone up significantly in the recent month. So if, let's just say, you've hedged, so you've entered maybe a long trade for gas, let's just say a month or 2 months ago, well, what that would effectively mean for you is within this past month or 2 months, it doesn't matter if gas goes up to $1, $2, $3 even per gallon. It would have no effect on you whatsoever, because you've effectively locked in that initial price, and your trade would offset all of the gain or all of the recent gain in gasoline prices. So that would allow you to manage your business that much more effectively if you're able to work in these hedges as part of your business management. And jumping in, next step then, gonna slow down a little bit here, but the next step here, just gonna jump into a quick, very short and quick example to kind of how this works. And I think all of you are gonna get it probably on the first try. So each pair has a buy price and a sell price. It could be a pair, it could be a product. A buy price is what you would buy at, sell price is what you would sell at. If you see a buy price that you're happy with, let's just say right now I want to lock in this price, 4445. So I could buy it if I feel that this particular product is going to go up in value. So I would buy it at 4445, and I would buy, let's just say, 5 units. And that's enough to hedge whatever position I'm looking to hedge. Now, once I've bought this, let's just say the price has moved up in my direction, right? So if I buy, I'm expecting the price to go up. It's moved up 5 points. So I bought it at 4445. Right now, the sell price is 4450. So it's 5 points above what I bought it at. Times the 5 units, well, that's a $25 profit, essentially. The main, or one of the other main advantages of using CFDs for trades is the fact that you don't have to wait for it to settle. So with a lot of physical or traditional securities, the moment you close your trades, you have to wait another 1 or 2 business day, right? They would say T+1. So you have to wait another day or 2 until you get access to these money. If you wanted to withdraw it and you wanted to withdraw that fund to use for something else, or if you want to use it to place some other trades. With CFDs, all settlement is instant. So the moment you close the trade for these, let's just say $25 profit, and you want to take that out, or even along with the principal, you can do that right away. And the way we've done it is we've connected our platform with the Canadian banks or with different banks around the world to allow for instant withdrawals, to allow for withdrawals from the platform directly, and usually within a day or 1 or 2 business days, those funds would be put back in your bank account, again, depending on which country you're in and how quickly that country's banking system processes these payments. All right, and a third thing about using CFDs is, as I mentioned a little bit earlier, it allows for margin trading. Now, the reason why margin trading is such a huge advantage, especially in the case of speculation and hedging, is that it frees up a lot of cash for you. So again, let's just take a hedging for a business as an example. Let's just say I will have a need for $1 million by the end of the year. I don't need it right now. Now, if I like the rate, the exchange rate right now, the only way for me to do it with traditional physical conversion is, well, I would convert all of my cash into US dollars and I would hold all that US dollars until the end of the year. Well, that presents two problems. One, I have to convert all the money right now. And two is that, well, all those funds in US dollars, I can't really use them for my Canadian operations because now all those funds are in US and I'm saving them up just because I want to lock in and take advantage of a good exchange rate, again, as an example, right now. What we can do with CFD or FX is you can use margin to hedge that particular position. So if I like the rate now, I can just buy $1 million US dollars worth of an FX position. And let's just say, again, for example's sake, the margin rate is 5%. So 5% of that $1 million is $50,000. So all I need to have in the accounts is $50,000, maybe with a bit of buffer, maybe $60,000, $70,000 in the account to open up this $1 million US position without having to convert right now. So if the rate moves again up, so if the rate continues to move up in the future, well, it doesn't affect you because this position is $1 million worth. So effectively, you would earn enough of a profit to offset that difference in exchange rate. But all you need is $50,000 or $60,000 Canadians worth put into this particular account, and that would secure this entire position. So that leaves you the remaining $950,000 as operating, cash flow. So that's one of the major advantages in terms of hedging, especially for businesses, instead of hedging your FX position, or in the case of commodities, for example, a builder, right? You can hedge the price of lumber, and without having to buy and hold a lot of lumber right away, you don't have to worry about potentially, future price movements in that particular commodity. Same idea for oil, gold, gasoline, and so on. All right, those are just some quick ones. All right, so moving on to our trading platform. So with our particular trading platform, again, conscious of time, just going to move a little bit quickly here. Lots of different tools from charting to a fully customizable layout to module linking. I'm going to touch on a couple of features moving on in the following slide. And again, just going to move a little bit quicker in interest of time. But basically, anything you can think of, from charting on to customizing the layout to show news or versus chart versus different quotes and different products and watch lists, you can do that within this particular platform. And it's available across all different platforms, so everything from your PC to your Mac, because it's built on HTML5, so all you need is a browser, onto your iPhone, your iPad, Android tablets, and you can pretty much access this platform, whatever device you're using. There's no limitation, there's no download required for, let's just say, PC and Mac. All right, so jumping into kind of one main feature I want to talk about today is a guaranteed stop loss order. With a lot of traditional trading platforms, a problem with stop loss is there's slippage. So what a slippage is let's just say I set, if you can see the screen here, 1.26058 is the stop loss I've set in this particular scenario. So with a lot of traditional or regular stop losses, what would happen is, well, this stop loss may execute at this particular price, or it may execute below this particular price, because it's a market execution. So there's no guarantee of what price you would be stopped out at. So if you get stopped out much lower than the stop loss you set, that difference is a loss that you have to take on, and that's what we call a slippage. With a guaranteed stop loss order, what you can do is you can actually pay a very small premium. It could be a few cents, a few dollars, a couple $100 even, depending on the size of your trade. But you would pay a very small premium. And essentially what that does, it would guarantee you that stop loss. So it actually just eliminates the entire issue with slippage. The market could fall. US CAD could go from $1.26 straight down to $1 at par. It would not affect you at all. You would still get closed out at the stop loss price that you've set. So that's an extra kind of additional level of protection that we want to provide for all of our traders in order to, again, protect your positions. If this is something you will need, we have that feature there for you. And last but not least, just one last thing to talk about here is the pattern recognition tool. So, in the new age, in the new fintech age, what we've built here is a tool that scans over 120 products for technical chart patterns, both emerging and also completed chart patterns. What it includes is a price projection box that would actually predict where the price could potentially go, different price ranges that it could go to, and the probability to go in those price ranges. And on top of just projecting all the prices, is that in our platform, we also include history of all the different projections. So for a particular product, let's just say a gold, looking at a daily or 1 hour time frame, all of the projections for a particular pattern, the chance of success for these projections. So we keep all of those information within our platform. You can access those as reference before deciding which pattern you want to follow, which, once you've found some that you want to follow, you can set alerts to be pushed to your platform or even to your mobile if you have the mobile app installed as well. And again, you can also trade from the mobile app once you receive those alerts. So, just want to thank everybody for sticking around through the presentation here today. As Gilbert mentioned, I do want to throw a couple of offers that we're running at the moment. So first of all, there's the 0 commission on US and Canadian shares. That is going on until the end of the month, this month, which is in about a week. Now, that being said, the intention here is to pretty much extend the offer indefinitely, at least in the near future. So within the next, I would say, week or so, we'll all of our clients would see, an updated email to say that the promotion is going to be extended for another 3 months. So not to worry about the fact that it's showing April 30th, the 0 commission on US and Canadian shares will extend at least for another 3 months, and then probably another 3 months after that, and after that, and after that. There's no plan to kind of stop that in the near future. And on top of that, if you scan the QR codes here on the page, there's a Chinese and an English version. It would actually take you to a page, and when you set up an account through that page, we would actually, so after your account is verified and opened, we would actually apply a $688 Canadian dollars credit onto your account that you can use for live trading right away. So once the account is opened, the credit would be applied. You can use that to trade. There are some conditions. So on the campaign page, you can take a look at the condition. But once you meet the conditions, you can take the money out. There's no catch. We don't ask for a deposit or anything like that. It's really open the account. $688 would be deposited into the account. You can try it with some live real trading. And once you meet the requirements, if you made a profit, you can take that out. Even if you haven't, you can also take out the remaining money as well. And our hope, obviously, is once you've tried the platform, you would be blown away, and you would like to continue trading with us, whether it's for day trading or speculation or for hedging for your business as well. So last but not least, just wanted to leave my contact info. Again, if you're watching this presentation on mobile, I highly encourage that you take a screenshot. That way you can still scan the QR codes later on. But yeah, so take advantage of the offers. My phone number for WhatsApp, and also for our Chinese audiences, 我的微信那个 ID 是 Felix Wong 0634. So you'll be able to reach me pretty much on either way, a phone call for the phone number, on WhatsApp with that number, and also through WeChat for all of our Chinese-speaking reps as well. I'm fluent in English, Cantonese, and Mandarin, and I'm more than happy to run you through a one-to-one platform demonstration with a screen share just to help you get started on the platform as well. So again, thank you very much for joining us for the presentation here today. And I guess if there's any time, Gilbert, happy to open up for some questions, or if not, feel free to reach out to me directly.
Yeah, just maybe squeeze in a couple of interesting questions here. The first one coming from John. He's asking, what are your short rules and any collateral requirements on the short?
No particular collateral requirements. For our short rules, really, for all the commodities and FX pairs, there's no restrictions to short. unless if there's an exchange restriction saying no shorting on a particular instrument. For our shares, in terms of shorting, it depends. So we use a couple of major brokers in the States. So if they have a particular restriction put on a share, and again, most of the time it would be either due to liquidity with those brokers or a restriction from the exchange, then we wouldn't be able to short. But I've done some comparison myself. Most of the time, if you go with a traditional broker and you're not able to short, there's a very good chance when you get to CMC Markets, you would be able to short that particular share. So I highly recommend that you get an account set up, go in, take a look at all the shares, and we actually list all the trading restrictions, if any, on the share page or product pages themselves.
Great. One last question here from Edie. She's asking, how fast is that instant account opening? So how fast does it open the account and to get live in terms of instant deposit, things like that?
So as far as account opening, it does take a little bit of time. It takes usually 1 business day or so. So once you apply, the reason why is because we are a regulated broker here in Canada. We actually wrote a piece on CFD itself for the CSC course, for all the new to financial industry salespeople. So we're regulated here, and we do have to follow all the FinTrack and all the IROC rules. So we do have to approve all the accounts and review all of them manually. It takes usually about 1 business days to get the account set up. You have my contact, so if you do apply, send me a message right away. I can speed up the process for all the ones that deal with me. And as far as funding goes, it all goes through Canadian banks. So putting money into the account takes about 1 business day through bill payment from your online bank. As far as withdrawal goes, once the account is set up and your bank account linked to your CMC account, you process the withdrawals directly on the platform, and the withdrawal will be posted on your bank account within, again, usually about 1 business day. And I can share, we use CIBC as our Canadian bank here. So our client funds for all the Canadian clients do not leave shore. So all the funds, go from a Canadian bank to our Canadian bank and back to your Canadian bank for all deposits and withdrawal. There's no need to send money overseas or anything like that. Our office is here in Toronto as well, and so am I. Yeah.
Thank you, Felix, for being here with us and answering all the questions. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Gilbert. Thanks for having me. Have a good day.